Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. Peter Obi has been lambasted over his write-up about the exclusion of the North Central Regional Commission from the budgeted allocations provided to other regional commission in the 2025 proposed budget. This morning, he took out time to write about it, but then some of the supporters of Bola Tinubu came after him, considering the fact that some things were not in place according to them. I'm going to give you full details of that. First of all, let's look at this write-up by Peter Obi, and also the reason why he wrote what he wrote this stuff to tell the people about his concern for the well-being of the of the North Central. You're going to see a follow-up video pointing to that direction. But however, we're still going to look at the castigation he received for bringing up this kind of write-up. But first of all, let's just look at it. According to him, Peter Obi said that the exclusion of the North Central Regional Commission from the budgetary allocation provided to other regional commission in the 2025 proposed budget is deeply troubling and must be urgently reversed. Such an anomaly does not make for even development and peace that is needed for progress in the country. A total of 2.493 trillion naira has been allocated to 5 regional development commissions, with the North Central Regional Commission glaringly omitted. The North Central region requires special attention due to the severe challenges it faces today. Relentless terror attack and banditry in Plateau, Benue, Kogi, and Niger State have caused immense suffering, resulting in significant loss of life and forcing countless families into internally displaced persons camp. These persistent tragedies have made the North Central one of the most affected and vulnerable regions in Nigeria. Known as the agricultural backbone of the nation, the North Central region deserves robust support to enhance security, stability, and development for the benefit of the entire country. I therefore call on the government and National Assembly to urgently review and rectify this decision that will impact negatively on the region and area most needed for the development of the country. Together, we must work towards a more inclusive and equitable Nigeria. A new Nigeria is not just a dream, it is possible. That was what Peter Obi wrote this morning, and a plethora of tweets was written against it. Most of it was from the supporters of Bola Tinubu, and one of the key reasons they pointed out was the fact that the North Central Development Commission has not even received the assent of the president. It has not passed through the required routes in the National Assembly. It has not been signed into law. Why is he ranting about? Some say he was ignorant about it and all of that. And some persons who are from his roots, that's from his region, we're angry that you don't even show much concern like this about things happening. But then if you check some of the things he had done in just December, you will see that the development of the Southeast has also been his concern. You see him visiting nursing school, contributing reasonably to it. But however, as much as Peter Obi is wrong, because the North Central Development Commission has not even been signed into law, but what caused or what was behind his writing of this? I'm going to share this video with you so that you get to understand how he started his year. That's 2025. It will shock you that Peter Obi was in Abuja. IDP comes, and you'll be shocked the level of contribution he wrote out there. Now it will shock you while President Bola Tinubu is busy celebrating, Christmas, New Year in far away Lagos. I feel it's going to be resuming tomorrow. Peter Obi left the confines of his home, to as early as 7 p.m. Don't forget that today, yesterday, he was part of the crossover night celebration in Dunamis Church, and I saw him there. Now he left there, and as early as 7 a.m. he had to pay and I call that empathy visit. That's why I says this may likely be the thing that had triggered him to write those things on his tweet. He paid empathy visit, to showing the heart of humanity to IDP camp in Abuja. And he did not just go there alone. He went, drop as much as 2 million naira. He gave the monthly stipend provided for some of the workers. He also paid And for some people, it was a full expression of humanity, which we've not seen in this current administration, considering some of the decisions that is so anti-people, And you're going to see how the people were celebrating him. They're so excited, and the love they showed him was a pointer to the fact that they want this level of concern from, all and sundry. You can hear the sound there. Let me allow you watch the moment. I went back to talk with my colleague about his love for the North Central and for the people suffering, and the fact that he's on.
takara ba wani dan siyasan da ya taba zuwa ya shiga ɗakin dan gudun hijira ya ga menene yake faruwa sai fita Obi kuma insha Allahu na sa shi addu'a na roke shi sai yayi mulkin Najeriya kariya su ba za su iya hana shi ba Allah ya ba shi yana da tausayin talaka yana jin kukan talaka Allah ya ba shi insha Allah ya duba kukan ya duba zai ci ba za su iya lokaci ne Allah ya ba shi nasara Allah ba shi iko
And then it started backlash left, right, center, and this one I'm going to read. You'll be shocked what this person have to say. One Daily Justice, he says, your sense of fairness is troubling. Southeast has been so marginalized to the extent they lack ports they are supposed to have, and there is no gas pipeline link to the southeast. Moreover, southeast has only 5 states, while other zones have 6, some even 7 states. The southeast is the only zone in Nigeria not linked with proper gauge train service. The southeast is here to recover from Buhari 5% to 95% marginalization. Southeast is under occupation of Royal Niger constabulary forces and ripping travelers off at checkpoints, etc., etc. But you are here tweeting for North Central. You have also previously advocated for massive farm project for Northeast / West. Mr. Ekute at Peter Obi, what are your plans for the Southeast? When would you advocate that the marginalization of the Southeast must stop? Ekute, and then he wrote some other things in Igbo, which my colleague is going to just interpret to you, and I think this is quite troubling because another person also had to react to it, and the person here says Peter Obi is losing it dearly. I support doesn't think of coming again. Okay, my support is not coming back to him again. Not Central, but if I have federal presence than his Southeast region, how I wish official band will kick off Onitsha Port and watch all Southeast youth champion his re-election. And in response, another person here, Daily Justice, who responded to what this guy said, you are very correct. He acts so wrongly on a daily basis. Some people will argue that he doesn't want to be seen as pro his people, but it is clear he would marginalize the Southeast the more if he becomes the president. He is a desperate advocate for some region, but for Southeast, very worrisome. That was the position of some persons who responded to him. Other people have also spoken up, but however, my colleague is in the house and we just want to look at this, this is just the 1st of January, and he's trying to show so much concern for the exclusion of the North Central Commission from the budgetary allocation of 2025. And come on, his people seems not to be happy with the fact that he's getting overly interested in things concerning the North. Do you think that he's actually trying to prove that he will be a president for Nigeria, not just for Southeast, considering the statement he had made?
I think that's where he's heading to, but there's need for balance. Overall, for a while now, for a very long while, Peter Obi has been speaking more on the northern path. But one would understand the likes of Reno Onkri have decided really to overemphasize this issue of him coming from the southeast, and he kept on saying about the issue of Biafra. What would it look like if? And Peter Obi has been very diplomatical and tactically silent over such matters, and to the point that sometimes, if not most times, when issues happen in Southeast, he's always probably the last person to comment on it. Over time, I've observed it. Even the likes of Atiku, Adamawa Waziri would even talk and comment on Southeast issue. He would not be the first. He would literally allow the matter to, go very viral before he would comment on it in a very, very diplomatic and, quiet manner. But he seemed to be advocating strongly for the North. One who sees it from the political angle will understand why. One, he's already a Southeasterner. There's this belief system that is already from his people's side. He already knows the problem of his people. So he does not really need any advocacy for him to know the problem of his people, the solution of his people. So that is already in his hands. But he needs the Northerners to accept him as their own brothers, such that he's beginning to play the politics card by always advocating for them. So they begin to say, this guy that we thought he doesn't like us, he's always talking about us, always seeing us. In everything he does, he thinks about us, he knows about the issue of famine. It is those who don't understand the political dynamics of Nigeria that would think Peter Obi has lost his origin, has lost his cause, and is always advocating for the North. He needs the support of the Northerners, full scale, of course. But that's what I'm saying, he needs to strike a balance. So that his people don't begin to see that, are you sure this guy is not a prodigal? And those are quite interesting issues on this matter.
And then now another very interesting thing is the fact that so many persons are really, really standing up against him. Some feel that unfortunately he is losing track of a lot of things, and that he's not even contributing to insecurity that is going on in Anambra State, which was his former state where he led the people for 8 years. What do you think about it? Do you think that he's doing something about it, but somehow, just like you
do something about it. You see, the governor. Don't forget that. You see, when we do this, let's not have short memories. I cannot forget during the build-up of the elections, when the likes of Professor Charles Soludo, of former CBN governor and the present governor of Anambra State, they literally have some sort of face-off, of which Peter Obi was very tactical about it. In fact, he literally said, that is an ordinary mister, and the governor is a professor. If he could do this little, damn sure, he's so very sure as a professor, he would do so much more. That's the beauty of governance. When you hand over the baton, that he has already done his own, his scorecard is already on the internet, and let Professor Soludo finish his own too, and let us also see the scorecard.
Exactly.
So most definitely, he knows that there's insecurity, but it's not for him to decide how Soludo should run his governance. Don't forget also that this issue of insecurity, there is a governor there, and he should look into it. If he begins to put his mouth into Soludo's matter, to look as if he's teaching Soludo on how to run his governance. All
right, but also don't forget that for the North Central, they also have governors in those regions, and for them not to show any concern, even when the region was excluded in the budgetary provision of 2025, that is another thing to really look into. But he should concern them. Why not his own people? So much to talk there. Let me leave it with our audience. What's your position in respect to the standpoint of or the continuous neglect by Peter Obi, neglect of the Southeast by Peter Obi?